global central banks have established the valuation of 10,000 XRP. Specifically, 19 central banks have acquired XRP for more than 9.4 billion euro in the fourth quarter of 2023, including the Russian central bank. In today's video, we analyze the 4 Exark pricing points depicted in your charts. These are grounded in factual data, and virtually it will certainly transpire in stages, so please remain vigilant. Currently, we will examine each item individually. In the meantime, please appreciate this concise summary. We will begin by considering 1857 as the updated closing price for XRP. This will transpire within approximately the next 48 hours. The Ripple Labs settlement is, in fact, widely known. The formal SEC documentation is accessible for viewing. A confidential meeting on April 24 will address the establishment and resolution of injunctive actions, administrative proceedings, litigation claims, and other issues related to examination and enforcement activities. A further price adjustment is forthcoming, likely to transpire during the next 24 to 48 hours. And the resolution is essentially concluded. The sole remaining task is to await the settlement announcement, which is anticipated to elevate the price to 1857 before advancing to the subsequent phase, costing $21.50 or $721.00 per XRP, and necessitating considerable partnerships and integration. We are distributing complimentary XRP to all viewers of this video. The value of XRP is poised to surge dramatically. We have collaborated with Uphold, the premier exchange, to provide viewers of this video up to 1,000 in complimentary XRP, valued at over $10,000, 0 cents. The funds can be utilized to acquire products and familiarize oneself with XRP. Signing requires about 3 minutes. If you consent to the stipulations, just click the link in my description. The price of XRP is established at $10,000, 0 cents. And 19 central banks have acquired roughly $9.4 billion, 0 cents of it. Thus, capitalize on this opportunity. Proceeding to step 2, which entails €25.72 for each XRP that is deemed unnecessary. We need to examine this, as the scale we are about to launch will enable us to ascend to $59,878.18 or $87.32 XRP. Recently, XRP has gained global traction, with 90 central banks reporting acquisitions totaling $9.4 billion, 0 cents, and the central bank has confirmed a substantial repurchase. The Japanese central bank has announced its intention to acquire XRP, valued at over 1.2 trillion yen, within the next 2 years. This represents a worldwide buildup of XRP. The Russian central bank has consented to utilize XRP. The BRICS dollar is a multi-sign currency utilized throughout several nations, enabling monetary transfers among 4 or 5 of them. Brazil occupies the foremost position, succeeded by Russia and India. Initially, only China and South Africa were included. However, several additional nations have lately been incorporated, such as Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Other nations possess substantial economies that engage in daily transactions amounting to billions or even trillions of dollars. These exchanges will now be facilitated by the digital currency XRP. The French central bank has revealed that XRP will underpin the integration of the digital euro with other systems. I will present something that will astonish you, and Ripple has been incorporated into the digital euro initiative and recognizes XRP as a form of payment. The digital euro aspires to supplant the euro with XRP as a payment mechanism. Nevertheless, I encountered a video asserting that a study from Ultra University suggests Ripple is experimenting with a private ledger for the digital euro. also referred to as Ripple. It is an integral component of the digital euro initiative. I was unaware that this narrative was factual and that Ripple Labs and the XRP ledger, utilized for development and transfer facilitation, are the reasons the digital euro is presently dominant. Nonetheless, these include only a limited number of capital institutions. The Central Bank of Ireland has issued another formal statement indicating that XRP is permissible for payment transactions. It remains incomplete since SPI Holdings, the Central Bank of Japan, has once again refrained from merely announcing its intention to immediately repurchase 1.2 trillion Japanese yen worth of XRP. All Japanese banks will utilize XRP by the conclusion of 2025. Furthermore, they indicated that this suggests that by the conclusion of this, Japan will use XRP for all payments within the next year or 2 months. This is a substantial transformation that will induce a considerable supply shock, thus propelling the price of XRP to surge dramatically once again. These are the 4 prices you should observe on your charts, as they are most relevant in the absence of other data. Verson Elder, the Chief Executive Officer of Black Swan Capitalist, a leading worldwide investment business, is positioned before you. Verson is distinguished for possessing an extensive global network of individuals, including central bank CEOs and advisors, to see there are persons who operate behind the scenes without possessing direct authority over the central financial institutions. He also asserted in a podcast that central banks have established the desired price of XRP and that banks will soon commence utilizing that price. He asserts it amounts to tens of thousands of dollars, but I will compel you to hear this substantial formal rate once again for your verification. This is favorable news. Let us proceed with the film. Prior to the commencement of this integration, the International Monetary Fund had already established a price several years earlier. Linda P. Jones imparted extensive knowledge. Her acquaintance previously worked at the Australian Central Bank and conveyed that they had determined a fee in the thousands regarding the cost of XRP. We must once again examine global debt and the motivations driving central banks to eradicate it, while simultaneously utilizing XRP funds to alleviate their financial strain. Let us discuss David Schwartz, referenced in the initial clip, who is regarded as the progenitor of Bitcoin and one of its co-founders. The first individual is Arthur Pritchard, while the second is David Schwartz. Schwartz asserted that XRP would exceed a value of $1 million, 0 cents, indicating that possessing $1 million, 0 cents per XRP would be more advantageous than holding $100, 0 cents, $10,